Yo, what's going on, my dudes? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, and today I am back with some more Men of War Assault Squad 2, the Star Wars Galaxy at War mod, and today we have a brand new map made by one of my favorite mappers, Captain Orange. It is called The Pit, and it is this type of underground Republic storage area type of a thing, and in my opinion, it's kind of like a labyrinth of storage boxes and, storage areas and things like that. So we're calling this the Republic Labyrinth. Essentially, the lore of this battle is that the Republic was holding a military base above ground, and they realized that there was just no chance they were going to be able to hold this thing with the number of droids coming at them. So they decided to retreat below the ground and go to this Republic Labyrinth, where there's a ton of choke points and a ton of defensive positions, and they are going to hold out here instead of above ground. A bit of a strategic move by the clones. And the clone forces are made up of regular clone troopers as well as a bunch of ARC troopers, because I really like the ARC troopers and I rarely use them, so I guess this was some sort of ARC trooper training camp, something like that. That's just my lore for the battle. As for the battle droids, they have taken the bait and descended into the labyrinth. They have a ton of standard droids and then some commando droids as well. They've also got a variety of weapons in there too. Pretty standard droid army that's going to be coming forward here, all of which are being led by the sergeant droids, which look pretty cool. So yeah, without further ado, why don't we get this thing going, boys? Be sure to hit the like button if you do enjoy the video. Let's try and get 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours. Subscribe if you haven't already, and without further ado, let's get it popping. Hey guys, real quick before this video begins, I want to thank my sponsor, Instant Gaming, for sponsoring this video. They sell really cheap games for almost any console you could think of and PC. Men of War Assault Squad 2, for example, a game I play a lot on the channel, is only $5 compared to its retail price of $30. They achieve this by buying games in bulk during Steam sales and then selling them back to consumers for a cheaper price later on. It is completely legit. I use it to buy all of my games personally, so I would highly recommend it if you're looking to pick something up. They also have a wide variety of Star Wars games, every Star Wars Battlefront you could imagine, the Force Unleashed games, Knights of the Old Republic, Republic Commandos, all for extremely cheap prices. Even just going in the link in the description below and clicking on the link helps out my channel a ton, because it shows that I am referring to people to the website. I'd highly recommend considering it if you're looking to make a game purchase in the near future. And thank you so much for you guys for listening to this advertisement. Thank you to Instant Gaming for sponsoring the video, and on with the video. Alright fellas, let's get it poppin' here. We're gonna go zoom in just a little bit on the labyrinth entrance, and watch these droids walk on forward here. Alright, here we go. The bulk of the droid army entering on into the labyrinth. The clones waiting inside for them, about to fire. The droids actually entering into the choke point, and the clones begin to blast them with everything they've got. This is probably the biggest choke point of the entirety of the map, so the clones need to make good use of it for as long as they possibly can. It does look like they are getting a multitude of droid kills super early on here, but the number of droids within the choke point are just managing to burst through very quickly and make it to the other side. A whole bunch of clone troopers are in fact going down, but the number of clone troopers to droids dying ratio is way askewed for the battle droids. The clones are definitely laying it on thick against these guys, but more and more ARC troopers are going down, and this choke point is basically over in like less than a minute. The droids just pound their way through with little to no regard for their own safety, and it results in the droids coming up behind them being able to come through as well. A few droids make it off to the side over here. There is a side little cove defensive area over this way, and it looks like they're actually defending from some sneaky droids who managed to make it up onto these upper wall platforms here of the labyrinth. This is rather cheeky by the droids. A good move, honestly, getting some guys to scale those walls. Oh, probably these fellas here. Because it just allows them to fire from above, have the high ground, and we all know how that is in the Star Wars universe. Regardless, straight down the middle, we do have to notice a little bit of beef between this E-Web turret manned by a standard clone trooper as well as some dudes on this bridge as well. They seem to be the only ones still sort of holding the choke point from a very, very far distance away, trying to snipe some of those droids all the way over here. The droids, though, are responding with some fire of their own at those two fellas over that way, so I imagine they're not long for this battle because, you know, the sheer number of droids coming at them. It's tough to take on. It is definitely tough to take on. Yeah, one of these guys did end up going down. Oh, let's check out what's going on the far left over here. It looks like this little clone trooper position did end up dying, and the last few clones are being grenaded. This guy doesn't even notice the grenade, and he takes the full brunt of that. But there are still fellas on this opposite bridge managing to fight off a few of these battle droids as they come into that clearing that they just recently took. I think this fire from above is really actually having a bit of a devastating effect on the defending clone troopers. It's certainly causing some losses and some distractions for clones as they have to struggle to fight those guys instead of focusing on the troopers on the ground. Either way, our machine gunner here did end up going down. There's another trooper with a light machine gun on the opposite side of the bridge, and he seems to also be peppering some droids. So at least we do have more machine guns than just the E-Web turret going, but the E-Web turret was certainly the most powerful of all of them. The clones over here don't seem to be really involved in the battle just yet. The droids never really went down this pipe area, so these clones are still good to go, and maybe we'll see them in some action a little bit later on in the battle. The droids seem to be really interested in just sort of gunning forward straight down the middle. They're not even taking any of the flank paths. Like a few commandos here and there are going down the flanks, but for the most part the droids just seem to be going straight down this way. This poor clone trooper right here, stuck right there, and he does get sliced up by some droid blaster fire. You hate to see it. More droids trying to round this corner, around this little storage bin, and getting blasted to high heck, man. Whew. Whew. It's a spicy one, boys. This is a spicy, spicy battle, and I am very much so digging it. I think this would be an excellent map for like a clone trooper versus clone trooper training battle. It might have been its original intent because it kind of has that vibe. I'm not fully sure if that's what Captain Orange intended this map to be, but that could definitely be a cool thing, like a clone versus clone trooper training battle, sort of like what we did with Rico's Brigade this week with Captain Rex versus Commander Wolf. Could do that sort of similar thing, but with like shinies getting trained or something like that. Or we could do shinies versus like fake, you know, battle droids. Republic-controlled battle droids set to stun or whatever. That sort of a thing. Could be kind of neat. Wow, okay, so this left side over here is just butchering these droids, but a shotgun droid takes a shot at the chest of that clone trooper, dropping him really, really easily there. A few of them just trying to lunge on forward this way. This guy actually ends up making it. Meanwhile, these clones are still having to deal with these troopers on top here. They have not even gotten a kill on a single one of these sniping battle droids. That is brutal right there. At least in terms of the middle, these droids seem to have slowed down a good bit. They're not as attacking as much as they were previously. It seems like they're getting stalled out trying to actually take out these clone troopers on the left side, and that's their major problem à la moment. They are managing to take out a few of them bit by bit. It's really a war of attrition with this left side, and the droids are starting to sort of surround them here, getting some grenades off, getting some good suppressive fire off. The boys on the bridge weren't able to help out the boys in front of them, and this is certainly going to result in the death of this little side angle that we had going here. The boys in this little tunnel behind the bridge are doing their best to help out the guys on the bridge, but it's just so much fire that there's just no way they could be able to hold back this droid assault at this point. It is absolutely tough. At least it's sort of alleviating a little bit of pressure straight down the middle. The middle is still in sort of a constant state of being attacked, but the clone troopers there are at least, you know, having some you know, reprieve from the battle because of the droids attacking so furiously on the left flank over here. Oh, big charge from a bunch of droids straight down the middle here, though. Oh, and we've also got droids that, it looks like, wait, let's go in slow-mo because I want to analyze what happened here. It looks like a bunch of droids ended up going and attacking this little side over here. Looks like the clones that stood their ground here did manage to get a good number of kills, so that is nice to see. It's good to see that they didn't just fold and give up almost immediately. And there's still a few more troopers on this very far right flank that are managing to get some fire out, things like that. The middle, though, does appear to be crumbling pretty bad. The clones not able to sustain their positions here, and they are getting suppressed really, really bad right now. And the far left flank also in some hot water. This is looking less and less like a Republic victory within the Labyrinth here, as more clones begin to get suppressed, and as a result of that, they're not getting as many droid kills, and then they're dying more and more. It's just a chain of bad things all happening for these clone troopers all at once. It is not a good thing in the slightest. Let's bump it up a speed here. Still keeping it in semi-slow-mo because there's a lot of angles to this battle, and I think that's one of the main reasons why the Republic is sort of failing during this entire thing, is the fact that they've got to deal with attacks coming from many different sides, and the droids are being absolutely ruthless on all sides. So, the clones are crumbling in one area, and that results in the defensive positioning in other areas of the map crumbling as well. So it's just sort of a chain reaction that is no bueno at all. Even this far flank over here ended up going down. A few troopers still left alive in these tunnels, but probably not enough to stave off a humongous attack, though it will make for a pretty good choke point later on in the battle as the droids grow nearer to the end. There's also a bunch of troopers sort of sporadically thrown through the outskirts of the battlefield too, except for all of these ones all end up going down. This is turning into a bit of a desperate situation for the remaining clone troopers. This crumbled really fast. This crumbled actually spectacularly fast. I was not expecting the clones to lose, grip of their situation so quickly, but that really is what happened. And I think the Labyrinth ended up being a bit more of a blessing for the droids than for the clones trying to defend it, because the droids were able to attack from so many varying angles, all at once at varying, clone positions, that the clones lost track of where they were supposed to be defending from, and they ended up getting flanked, and they ended up, having some, poor maneuvering, and this is what occurs, man. So I really think that, maybe the Labyrinth was not the move defensively for the clone troopers in the end. Because in the end, it doesn't even matter. Oh, beautiful singing. Round of applause, round of applause. Either way, the battle really is dying out right now. It really do be like that. 2 clones go down without managing to get a single kill, and more behind them crumbling. This little choke point I thought would be a choke point. Not a choke point, guys. Not a choke point at all. These guys are completely going down here. And a little bit of skirmishing on the other sides too. Oh, that clone did end up going down there. Yeah, a little bit of skirmishing going on as well, but, these fellas probably not long for this world. Probably going to go down pretty quick here. At least they're getting some shots off, Sticking it to the droids at least a little bit. It's not over quite yet. As long as these fellas could get maybe another kill or two, I'd be pretty content, I would say. I'd be happy. But, there we go. There's a kill. Nice. Nice job, buddy. Well done, sir. Oh, what's going on over here? I do not know. Oh, that clone ended up dying. That clone ended up dying too. We have 2 clones left alive. We have this fella, who I guess was just ignored by the droids from the start. Let's go Rambo him. I think that'd be fun. Skirt, skirt. Hello, fellow dead clones. Hello, droids. Oh, we got like instant KO'd there. Holy cow. Wow, and then we got this guy over here. Alright. Dink, 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 dink. Instant KO. Okay. Not a great battle. Not a great battle in the slice. We can see deaths here. And the clones ended up killing probably about the same number of droids as the droids killed clones. Maybe a little bit less. I think that's really where their folly was. I mean, they needed to be holding out at each choke point for very extended periods of time, but they kept getting flanked and things like that, and it just was not working out for the clone troopers, and they ended up, biting the dust pretty fast there. Not a long battle, not a prolonged conflict. I think actually one of the biggest problems was these droids up here, just slicing them from above. None of them have any kills, but I think they served as distractions for the defending clones below, and that really resulted in a lot of clone deaths there. So, not a great battle for the clones. A pretty good victory for the droids if you're rooting for them. But you know, maybe next time around we'll see the clones pull up their bootstraps and get a victory for the boys. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to comment down below what you thought of it, what you'd like to see next. Subscribe if you haven't already, and like the video if you haven't already. Alright, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.